Schoolgirls Unite, or SGU for short, is an organization that works to help extremely poor girls in Mali who do not have the resources to go to school. The mission of SGU is to make education accessible to girls, thereby spreading equality throughout the world. Since 2004, SGU has worked with its sister organization, Les Filles Unies pour l'Education, to send 70 Malian girls to school through its scholarship fund. When more people have access to education, poverty, AIDS, hunger, war, and sexism decline. We believe Nelson Mandela's statement that education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. We created this game because we want to get the word out to everyone, students, teachers, family, and our nation's leaders, that we have the power to impact lives of girls and boys developing countries by advocating for change. If more of you know about the issues preventing our peers around the world from living lives filled with opportunities many of us take for granted, we believe you will want to join us in standing up for their rights. In the fall of 2011, SGU appealed to the United Nations to adopt a resolution for an International Day of the Girl Child. We are proud to say that our efforts paid off, and that October 11, 2012 will be the first ever Day of the Girl, a day to bring attention to the special challenges that affect girls around the world. We hope that as you play this game, you'll think about the issues and recognize that any of us could have been born a girl in a country whose government does not legislate protections for its women and children, or to parents who cannot, or will not, send their daughter to school. How to play the game. This game can be played in a small group or a whole class setting. All the questions are multiple choice, and background information is included with each answer. We've divided this game into 4 chapters of 5 questions. Depending on how much time you have, you may play the game a chapter at a time or all at once. Hopefully, this game will compel you to learn more about the global gender issues and inspire you to take action. To learn more about SGU and International Day of the Girl, go to www.schoolgirlsunite.org and www.dayofthegirl.org. Thanks for playing Equality Now.
Question 1. What percent of the world is made up of people under the age of 18? Is it A, 14%, B, 28%, C, 30%, or D, 45%? The answer is C, 30%. According to the United Nations, young people nearly make up 1/3 of the world's population. Sadly, many of these people do not have access to education.
Question 2. The majority of children in the world never complete what level of education? A, elementary school, B, middle school, C, high school, D, college. The answer is A, elementary school. According to the United Nations, 70 million children around the world never enroll in school, the majority of whom are girls. Girls who do not receive an education are very likely to become child brides and young mothers with few opportunities to escape the cycle of poverty as an adult.
Question 3. True or false? In over 100 countries around the world, public education is not free. A, true, or B, false? The answer is A, true. According to the United Nations, in over 100 countries, public education is not free. Even where school is technically free, parents still have to pay for uniforms, tests, books, and other materials. In many communities, the government does not provide salaries for teachers, so parents are required to pay the teachers themselves. Children whose families can afford to send them to school typically attend classes in one-room schoolhouses with dirt floors, a few wooden benches, and possibly chalkboards.
Question 4. In Mali, West Africa, it costs this much money for a student to attend school for a year. A, $30, B, $70, C, $130, or D, $270. The answer is B, $70. This may not seem like a lot of money to you, but let's put this into perspective. According to the International Monetary Fund, the average American family has $41,557 of income to live off each year, while the average Malian family has $1,084 to live off each year. That means sending just one child to school each year costs 6.4% of a Malian family's yearly income. Here's another tidbit. U.S. school systems spend an average of $70 per day per student.
Question 5. The majority of girls in Africa never get the chance to do what? A. Get married. B. Learn to read and write. C. Have children. Or D. Cook and clean. The answer is B. Learn to read and write. Most girls in the world's poorest countries go to school for 1 or 2 years and do not learn even basic literacy skills. Many girls become child brides and are forced to stay home and cook, clean, and care for children. These duties prevent them from going to school. In contrast, for each year a girl attends primary school, her earning potential increases by 15% according to globalpartnership.org.
Question 6. On average, how long does it take for girls in developing countries to collect water for 1 day? A. As much as 1 hour. B. As much as 2 hours. C. As much as 3 hours. D. As much as 4 hours. The answer is D. As much as 4 hours each day. According to water.org, children, usually girls, are assigned the chore of walking several miles each day for water for their families. The long walk for water prevents them from going to school. Furthermore, the water they do collect is often unsanitary and can lead to illness. 6,000 children die every day around the globe from drinking contaminated water. Collecting water for their families is just one of the many duties that prevent girls from going to school.
Question 7. True or false? Every child around the world celebrates his or her birthday with friends and family. A. True. B. False. The answer is B. False. Many children in developing countries may know the year in which they were born, but not the month or the day. Not having the birth certificate, as many of these children don't, can also be a barrier to attending school. Governments sometimes require it, and often children born in rural areas aren't able to provide the proper documentation to attend school. Think about that the next time you blow out the candles on your birthday cake.
Question 8. Which country in the world has the lowest survival rate for children? A. Mali. B. The Democratic Republic of Congo. C. Somalia. D. Uganda. The answer is B. The Democratic Republic of Congo. According to the United Nations Human Development Index, this war-torn country has the worst health, education, and living standards. For every 8 Congolese children born, 1 will not live to the age of 5.
Question 9. In developing nations, children born to educated mothers have a greater chance of surviving from birth to age 5. How much greater is their chance for survival compared to children born to uneducated mothers? Is it A, 10%, B, 20%, C, 30%, or D, 40%? The answer is D, 40%. According to the United Nations Millennium Development Goals, children in developing countries born to mothers with a primary education have almost twice the chance of survival than children born to mothers without any education.
Question 10. In developed nations, such as the U.S., literacy rates, which show people can read at a functional level, are about 98%. What percentage represents the literacy rate for sub-Saharan Africa? Is it A, 95%, B, 87%, C, 76%, or D, 62%? The answer is D, 62%. According to an Education for All report, about 38% of adults in sub-Saharan Africa are not able to read or compute at a basic level, necessary to complete everyday tasks, such as reading a newspaper, making a grocery list, and filling out a job application. Women make up more than 60% of this illiterate population, which prevents them from advancing economically.
Question 11. In 2011, the United Nations passed a resolution for October 11th to be the International Day of the Girl. What is the defined age for a girl child? A, 10 and older, B, 13 and younger, C, 18 and younger, or D, 10 and younger. The answer is C, 18 and younger. Around the world, a girl child is defined as a female age 18 and younger. Girls under the age of 18 who are forced to marry are defined as child brides.
Question 12. On average, how much older are the husbands of child brides? A, 2 years older, B, 5 years older, C, 11 years older, D, there is no age difference between the couple. The answer is C, 11 years older. Imagine that you are a 10-year-old girl in southern Africa. You are forced to get married to a man that is 21 years old. In worst case, an 11-year-old girl was forced to marry a 40-year-old man. That's a 29-year difference in age. It would be like marrying your dad.
Question 13. As of 2005, approximately how many countries worldwide allowed child marriage to occur? A, 25, B, 35, C, 45, or D, 55? The answer is C. About 45 countries worldwide allow child marriages to occur. Although child marriage is outlawed in many of these countries, the laws are not enforced. Many countries lack the resources to fully enforce the law.
Question 14. Around the world, how many girls become child brides each day? Is it A, 10,000, B, 15,000, C, 20,000, or D, 25,000? The answer is D, 25,000 girls. Many girls, some as young as 10, find out the day before that they are getting married to a much older man that they hardly even know. This deprives 10 million girls each year of the chance to grow up and marry by choice as an adult.
Question 15, true or false? Once they are married, girls in many cultures are considered to be the property of their husband's family. A, true, or B, false? The answer is A, true. In many cultures around the world, once girls are married, they are considered to be the property of their husband's family. Her mother-in-law and father-in-law can demand she stay home and cook and clean and fetch water instead of going to school. These child brides do not have a say in their family's decision to marry them. And once they are married, they will have no power to determine their future.
Question 16. What are ways to solve these human rights violations? A. Proclamations. B. Protesting. C. Starting a chapter of SGU at your school. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. Everyday girls' rights are violated. They are forced to marry an older man they hardly know and then have children with them. Most girls have no say in any part of their future lives, but SGU has made a difference. We have protested against many violated rights and made proclamations to raise awareness about these injustices.
Question 17. Child marriage is defined as marriage under the age of 18. Although it is illegal in most countries, in poor rural communities, and developing nations, the law is rarely enforced. How many girls under the age of 18 will get married in this decade? Is it A, 50,000, B, 100,000, C, 5 million, or D, 100 million? The answer is D, 100 million. The United Nations predicts that 1 in 7 girls worldwide will be married before the legal age of 18. These child brides are more likely to drop out of school, become pregnant and die, or be crippled during childbirth. SGU, which is part of the global partnership Girls, Not Brides, draws worldwide attention demanding an end to this harmful tradition.
Question 18. How does educating boys contribute to gender equality? A. They can get better jobs to support their family. B. They will make sure their children receive an education. C. They will be less violent towards women in their lives. Or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. According to Plan International, boys who are educated grow up to be men who want their children to have the same educational opportunities no matter what the gender. Through education, they achieve a higher standard of living. And through education, they can change their attitudes about the abilities of girls and women. Question 19. As of 2005, how many of the 193 member countries in the United Nations reached the goal of having women represent 30% of government? A. 11 countries, B. 97 countries, C. 26 countries, or D. 182 countries. The answer is A. 11 countries. In 2005, only 11 countries had women represent 30% of government. That is only 6% of UN countries, and the US is not one of them. Even though females make up at least half of the population, they are underrepresented in government. Even in the US, women make up less than 20% of elected officials at all levels of government.
Question 20. True or false? The U.S. pledged to support the UN Millennial Development Goals that promise every child will get a basic education and an equal number of girls and boys will attend primary and secondary school by 2015. A. True. B. False. The answer is A. True. Our leaders support equal access to education for all children around the world, and so should you. What can you do to help?
Contact your leaders to let them know that global gender equality issues should be a higher priority.
Thank you for playing Equality Now. We hope you'll take what you have learned about global education and equality and advocate for change. We'd like to thank Ms. Wendy Lesko, founder of the Schoolgirls Unite, for her leadership and support of this endeavor. Also, thank you to Ms. Sarah Beardmore of the National Education Association and Mr. Brian Callahan of the Global Campaign for Education for their feedback and fact-checking. We have learned that when kids take action and make a difference, there are many adults willing to guide us and join us in doing what's right.